everybody, how are you? Sorry I'm late. I'm actually a week late, and I hope that everybody had a great Thanksgiving. There is a lot of things I need to talk about today, but first I want to say that thank you to everyone who posted a comment on my last video. It was actually very embarrassing to post. Actually, that was my husband that posted it because he made me press the upload button because I wasn't going to post it. But he told me, you know, it's your journey or whatever, and people needs to see everything that you're going through. So, you know, you guys got to thank him for that. Anyways, what else do I have to say? I wanted to talk about a recap of my journey. Alright, so I know there was something else I had to say, I just don't remember what it was. But anyway, let me go ahead and say it. Okay, so the hardest part about this journey was the liquid diet. And I did the liquid diet for a whole month. It was very hard, and you have to get mentally prepared for it. Looking back on it now, I have no idea how I went so long doing this liquid diet. It's just all about being focused and being mentally prepared for it. That's the only thing that I could tell you how to prepare for it. During my 2-week liquid diet, before my surgery, I did 2 weeks liquid diet. I did a lot of exercise. I did it 2 times a day, 30 minutes on the treadmill. In the morning and then in the afternoon, and I did that straight for 2 weeks and did the liquid diet, and I lost 20 pounds before surgery. And I have to say that exercise is key to weight loss. The band is only a tool. You also have to exercise, guys. Buy yourself a treadmill and, you know, exercise at home. For me personally, that's what worked for me, the treadmill and the elliptical. I only exercised at home. I did not even go to the gym. So I did this weight. I took this weight all by myself at home. I did not go to the gym. Also, even though you're getting the surgery, you will not drop the weight overnight. You have to be completely dedicated to changing your life, and you have to be motivated and set goals for yourself. Again, it's all a mental game. You have to be completely dedicated, completely motivated. I mean, I cannot tell you how important it is. I mean, if you're not focused, you know, and you slip up, the results are not going to show. You know, besides getting the surgery done, like I said, you have to diet, you have to set yourself on a strict diet, and you have to exercise. What a lot of people don't know is that I practically almost lost this weight on my own. Well, not practically on my own. Of course, I give, you know, 40% or 50%, like Bandit Wendy will say. Shout out to you, because you're always shouting me out, and I love you to death, and I love your videos. For anybody who hasn't subscribed to her, she gives tons of information. I love her, and she's so dedicated. She reminds me so much of myself. Her name is Bandit Wendy. Go and check her out. But getting back to the point, yeah, I practically lost the weight on my own because I reached my goal of 160 pounds on August 15th, and that was about 7 months and 3 weeks out of my surgery. I had lost, I believe, a total of 116 or 15 pounds. And I got my last bill, I believe, on August 6th. So I was a few days before reaching goal that I had actually finally got real good restriction. Before before I got the restriction level, I never used to throw up, never used to get sick. Basically ate almost anything that I wanted to. Well, not anything, because of course you guys know that I was on a diet, but anything would go down, and I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with meats. I didn't have a problem with steak, rice, nothing, nada. After restriction, my goodness, yes, it does limit you. The band does limit what you can eat, and I can't even tell you how restricted I am, and how much food I'm limited to eating. As you guys know, I have trouble eating meat. Bread, I cannot eat no longer. Anything of rough structure, I can eat. You know, it's just, it's hard, and you have to, like I said, you have to completely change your life around. You know, the things that you used to eat before, you're no longer going to eat, and I guarantee you that. Chicken, steak, I mean, all of that stuff, psh, down the drain. let me see. What you have to realize about the band is that you will not eat a lot of foods, and once you eat, like, oh well, I'm repeating myself. I'm reading off a paper, of course, because I always forget to say things. The other thing I wanted to talk about is do not get overfilled. Many people rush to get filled, not knowing that they'll get sick all the time, and it's a very horrible and embarrassing feeling. It's like literally being anorexic. What I mean about anorexic is that you will throw up all the time, and I am not playing. If you're too tight, of course. And I've talked to many people, and because they're so tight, they have even a problem with liquids. They can't even get liquids down. So that's something to think about, of course. And there are times where the band can control your hunger, and there are other times that it will not. A lot of the times I controlled what I ate, and I held myself back from eating, and you guys can testify to that because I've said it in past videos. Other times I knew if I ate too much, and this was after I reached the restriction of 6 cc's, of course. Other times that if I knew that I ate too much or ate the wrong foods, I will get sick. And that's pretty much what controls me right now. It's not getting sick, and actually, you know, having a lot of self-control, because I do have a lot of self-control, and I know what to put in my mouth and not what to put in my mouth, when to stop and what not to stop. Sometimes I do get hungry, yes. Sometimes the band cannot control me from getting hungry. I had this discussion with actually Michael today, a good friend of mine that's actually in the process of getting banded, so congratulations to him. My daily diet plan, I've said this many times, and people, you know, they say, oh, you didn't discuss your diet plan. I said this many times in my videos, you just have to go back and check it. Was to stay under 800 calories, exercise over 2 hours a day. I did it for 5 to 6 times a week. I did 5 miles on the treadmill daily. On top of that, I did anywhere between 30 to an hour and a half on the elliptical as well. I also incorporated ab exercises, even though I've talked about the ab exercising intruding with my port, and I talked about that also in the past, and that's why that limited me from doing ab exercises. I think that if I would had done ab exercises more often, I would have a more toner body, a more leaner body, because I used to do that like nothing. I could do 500 sit-ups, and I'm not lying, without a problem, non-stop. Of course, I've talked about this, about the port intruding with the ab exercises, and that goes to what I will say next, and that there are no regrets about my surgery. The only thing that I can possibly regret is feeling like a robot, and I've said this as well. I feel my port at times, at all times actually, and it pretty much sticks out because I've thinned out so much. It's really creepy, and if anyone gets near me, they would know that I would actually, you know, have something underneath my skin if anybody was to touch my stomach area, or, you know, actually bump into me or anything. And I have to keep my son away from my stomach, or prevent myself or anyone from bumping into my stomach, because it will hurt me. So this is something that I've had to deal with. I really don't like it. I mean, I'm not sure if it's possible, but I'm not sure. I would have to ask my Lapband surgeon, as well as my plastic surgeon as well, if they could probably even, like, maybe even try to move it so that way I won't be able to feel it as much during my procedure in January. Am I scared to have cosmetic surgery? Yes, I'm very scared, guys. It's not because I'm going to Colombia, but because this is the actual first procedure. I've done 2 surgeries in my life, and that's C-section and of course my Lapband surgery. But this is actually major surgery.